For more content like this, log on to GibboPresents.com.
It's Gibbo, and right now I'm joined by Dan from the Italian Beretta I-Shence, who last night defeated Supersonic at the Dutty Summer Cup Clash in Italy. Dan, how are you?
Hi Gibbo, everything good, thanks. Feeling good right now after the victory last night, so yeah, all good.
First off, the clash was postponed by a day, just hours before it was scheduled to start on Wednesday due to bad weather. How did you react to this news, and did it affect you at all?
At the moment it was kind of stressy, let's say, because we were ready to clash, and we just finished eating, and we were just going to go to the venue, and we were going to start, and then it started to rain, so they said, can we postpone it till tomorrow? Can you guys, fly back the day after? So we just, we kind of checked flights and stuff, and we said, okay, we can do it. And it affected the clash in a way, because I think there wasn't as big as a turnout that there would have been if we did it on the day that it was supposed to be scheduled. Because a lot of people had come for just one night and flew back the day after, and people working and stuff. So the turnout was good, but I think it would have been better if it was done the day before.
Going into the clash, what had you identified as Supersonic's weaknesses, and what plan had you developed to expose these?
Weaknesses, not sure, because they don't have that many, because they're a really good sound, and we know that, and we really respect them as a sound. And we just said, let's go and do our thing, and just do clash as we usually do, and we just prepared for the clash as we always do. So tried to write some nice custom tunes and that kind of stuff, which is kind of our style, because we like doing that. And I don't know. We didn't know who was going to be emceeing, if Spider was going to be doing it or if Chris was going to be doing it. So we didn't really know, who was going to MC. So we just said, let's just go and do our thing, and see what happens.
You won 3 rounds. They won 1. You of course won the dub for dub as well. Do you think they underperformed, or were you guys just too strong?
I'd say, the first round they won deservedly, and they played a really good first round, and they really connected with the crowd. And from then on, their other rounds, they didn't play as good, and they didn't connect that good, and we played much better from the second round on. And we played, some customs, done especially for the Italy Massive, for the Catanzaro Massive, because the clash was in a place called Catanzaro. So, and we really got the crowd on our side, and I think we did a better performance overall.
The clash, of course, took place in Italy. You are an Italian sound, Supersonic or German. What percentage of the crowds do you think were Italian, and do you think they were fair and unbiased when it came to voting? I'd say
at least 90% was definitely Italian. There was hardly anybody from outside of Italy. There was some German people, but really not many at all. I don't think there was any biasness, and that's why we lost the first round, and it was clear, and the people, the crowd voted for Supersonic, and they did play better than us the first round, and they did win it. So I don't think there was any biasness really. I think we prepared the clash a little bit better than them. Maybe they didn't prepare it as much as good as we did. And so, I don't think the crowd was biased. But, we are Italian, so we know how to work the Italian crowd maybe better than them. And we know, what kind of custom tunes are going to work, and, gimmicks and stuff. So I think maybe we had the upper hand because we know the crowd a little bit better. But they play in Italy all the time too, so they know they know how to make the crowd, give them forwards. But no, I don't think there was any biasness really.
There was a lot of speculation going into this clash. What we're going to hear, either or both of you play a Supercat dub. You both did, Supersonic first, and then you guys afterwards. Was it always your plan to wait for them to play theirs first? And if so, why?
Well, we weren't even actually so sure. I knew, of course, that Supersonic had the dubs because we were both present at the session. So, everybody's that's been talking about, fake Supercat dubplates and that kind of stuff. I can tell you that they're not fake because I was there, and Cat didn't want any videos done, but it was him. The dubs are real, and with me, Supersonic and Warrior, there are other sounds that can say it's real because they were there too. And I'm not going to say the names, of course, but it was definitely, they're definitely real, and so we knew they had them. We weren't even that sure that they were going to play them because they have the Addies Clash in September, October, I think. So we just kind of waited. We waited and wanted to see what what they would do. And also Spider, I think, or Chris made a speech about us, going to play the Supercat later anyway. So he tried to spoil it for us. So anyway, yeah, we did want to play it though. We had decided that we were going to play it at some point of the Clash, and then we just decided we're going to play it for the last tune of the tune for tune.
If I'm correct, I think Omar introduced your Supercat dub, saying you voiced yours first, then Mattia copied you. Was this true, or was it just a clever speech?
It's true that we voiced it before Mattia. I wouldn't say he copied us because, people are talking about, the sound should have voiced this tune and that tune and be more creative and stuff. But, people aren't going to, voice the lesser famous tunes by Cat. They're obviously going to voice his big tunes. And there was some kind of there was a tune that Cat didn't want to voice for sound, so there was people were kind of deciding at the last minute what tune to voice. So I wouldn't say he copied us, but he did voice it after us. We voiced it before him.
Can you tell me how this session came about? Did you get a phone call? You say you flew out to meet him?
Yeah, I got a phone call about a week before the session, and they told me that there was a possibility to voice Supercat, and that we were on the list of a certain amount of sounds, and if we wanted to join the session, and we told them to wait a few days because we had to kind of organize funds and stuff, and in the end we managed and we said we're in, and then I bought a flight to Barcelona and I went personally to the session.
Were there any restrictions when it came to which rhythms he would voice on and customization of the tunes?
No, there was just no restrictions really. You could use any rhythm you wanted to. There was just one tune in particular which he didn't want to voice, and that's about it. And then he didn't want to be videotaped.
Some people have argued that these new Cat dubs aren't as valuable or prestigious as the ones he recorded years back, and that they don't have the same impact when played. What's your response to this?
Well, I don't know. Maybe they don't. Maybe they don't. But for me, as a Clash fan and as a fan of reggae music, for me, Supercat is a legend and an icon. And it was like, in a certain way, when I got the call, I couldn't really believe. I didn't believe it was true. So it's one of those things that every sound man wants a Supercat in their dub box. So we just said we want one, and for the love of just for the love of the music, and of course it's good to have one in your box, we think, but we did it because we just want Supercat in our box. But it's not really, there's no kind of marketing behind it or anything. It's just it's an artist we love, and we would just we would love to have him in our box.
I don't know if you caught the interview I did with Shota Paul earlier this week, but he addressed the issue of Supercat dubs and said he would rather work with artists who are giving back to dancehall. Would you like to respond to this point and say why you felt it was necessary for you to get Cat in your dub box?
Well, first of all, everybody knows that if you're a sound man, you're spending loads of money on dubplates. Like, everybody knows that. And there's certain dubplates which you're going to be spending like even 1,000. I don't want to name any artists, but you got artists that are doing new tunes that they're asking for $700-800 for the new tune, and after a few months, you're not even going to be playing those tunes anymore. So basically, I don't really agree. For me, Supercat is an artist that you're always going to be able to play. So even if it's expensive, I think it's money well spent and better spent than spending loads of money on new tunes that sometimes also don't get sometimes don't get forwards or don't get the forwards expected, and that you're not going to be playing after 3, 4, 5 months. And we've got loads of tunes in our box that we're never ever going to play again, and we only played maybe at one clash. So for us, the Supercat is just more valuable, and we're just very happy to have it.
The price of €4,000 has been thrown out there. Are you able to say if this is correct or not?
Well, I'm just going to say I think it should. I think that part of the whole session and stuff should have been kept secret. I would have preferred it that way. I think there's been too much speculation and too much controversy around the whole session.
All right. So, two quick questions, Dan, because I know you have a flight to catch. Firstly, you guys have stacked up some impressive wins over the last year and a half. Magash, Natural Affair, and now Supersonic. Are you getting the respect you deserve? Are you the most underrated sound in the business?
I don't know. I think we're starting to get the respect that we deserve now, I suppose. And we weren't in the business for 6 years. We stopped clashing after 2008. So obviously a lot of other sounds had their moment, and while we weren't clashing, so it's kind of right that they were getting more ratings than us. But we came back 2 years ago and we've won 3 quite important clashes. So I think we're going to start. We're starting to get the respect we deserve now. And I kind of I see it, and I've got loads of people have been congratulating us and saying we should be clashing with the big sounds. So I don't know. I don't know if we're underrated. I don't think we're that much underrated. I'd say we're more or less in the same league as Warrior and Magash and Supersonic and all the big sounds that are busting right now.
Lastly, winner gets the call, their next shot. Who do you want next? Let them know the world is listening.
Well, we'd clash. We will clash more or less anybody. We're good to clash anybody. And I've seen it on Facebook and internet already. People are talking about Heavy Hammer, I-Shence. I think it's a clash that one day is gonna definitely have to happen, because we're the 2 biggest Italian sounds. So it's a clash that one day should happen, and I probably will.
Dan, congratulations on the victory. Thanks a lot for taking time to chat, and thanks a lot for the Dubplate story video mix you did for me earlier this year. I really enjoyed that.
Okay, thank you, Gibbo, and it was a pleasure, and thanks again, because you're doing a lot for the clash business, so thanks.
Gibbo presents